Welcome to Have a Drink, the show where you learn along with us about the glorious drink called beer. I'm Brittany Lee Walker.
I'm Justin Frazier.
I'm Christopher Walker.
And I'm Casey Price.
Oh, hey guys. Hello, wonderful alcoholics of chat room. How are you?
Indeed.
I feel like everybody's doing good.
Hey, Muffin. All you who have chosen to be with us instead of watching, I guess, pre-show of the Oscars?
No idea.
I don't know.
I don't even know what time it starts.
Look, there's only one pre-show, and
There's only one
it
pre-show,
has,
yeah. And we started
involves
drinking.
beer.
streaming shot videos.
Yes, you can see already lined up. We went ahead and hammered down a Citradelic, the exotic lime ale in pre-show.
That was very good.
Oh, tasty.
Now I have me some Hop Slam. I went on and slammed. If you want to jam,
Yeah, we didn't have that music queued up though. Sorry.
no, it's fine.
Casey, what were you sipping on during pre-show?
A straight white whiskey. So Pikesville, 110 proof.
Ooh.
Pretty good stuff. Yeah,
Jesus.
it's tasty.
Could light a small
6-year-old
fire
whiskey.
with it. I mean, come on.
Is it tasty or is it just fire water?
It is.
Well-
It is good. It is very good.
Oh. And that reminds me, I finally got to watch Sausage Party last night
How does that remind you?
because the bottle of whiskey is called Firewater, and he talks with a bad racist American Indian
American-
accent.
Was his name Ken Hotate?
No, his name was Firewater.
Oh,
I oddly enough, Friday was the first time I had ever seen Sausage Party as well.
still
So that-
haven't. Not gonna probably.
I think I'm good.
I'm hit or miss on Seth Rogen things.
So me and Ian had a nice discussion. Yeah, we're not really on topic yet for the episode, but me and Ian had a great discussion earlier this week about when they released the new Alien prologue and the fact that it's got Danny McBride and James Franco in it. He's like, no, is Seth Rogen playing the alien? Or we just they're like crawling around in a dark vent and you're going to hear that laugh echoing through the...
I can't do a Seth Rogen impression. I don't have enough.
Nobody really
context
can.
to
It sounds a
put that
lot like
together.
Butthead, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Can we jump into the first beer so we can get that started?
Yeah.
Okay, we can just go ahead and start this one. We'll start with everybody's absolute favorite and the beer that started New Belgium, Fat Tire Amber Ale, available at gas stations everywhere.
That's not
Pretty
wrong.
much, yeah. That's about right.
Let's see here.
Why don't someone lay us
Yeah.
down with a little description of this fine amber ale?
Yeah. Well, we are breaking into the New Belgium Folly Pack, so we're grabbing some of the stuff in there, and what comes standard in that is their Fat Tire, because screw it, just give that away with everything.
It's in every single Folly Pack. Not available. Tyler, no, they announced distribution. It's got to be up there. You've
Well,
got to look around.
It may just not be there yet. They announced the
Yeah.
distribution. It's probably just getting out everywhere. I bet it'll be there before. Like you'll probably get the fall stuff probably.
I'm trying to find a good thing to describe it on the site, but
I linked
general
it
thing.
in the doc.
oh, we have one at the top.
So, named in honor of the co-founder's bike trip through Europe, Fat Tire Amber Ale makes a turning point in the young electrical engineer's home brewing. Belgian beer used a far broader palette of ingredients, fruit, spices, esoteric yeast strains than German or English styles. This is straight from their website, by the way, so that's why it's so flowery. Together with co-founder Kim Jordan, they traveled around sampling their home brew to the public. Fat Tire won fans with its sense of balance, toasty, biscuit-like malt, flavors consisting in equilibrium with hoppy freshness. Fat Tire pairs well with people. Yada, yada, yada.
Soylent Tire is people.
Pairs well with Soylent Green. It is completely clear. Bright amber, white lacing. On the aroma side, you're going to get sweet, biscuity, and caramelly malts. Subtle note of fresh fennel and green apple. The green apple is not a good thing to have, actually.
I don't get that from this.
Well,
I'm not getting
Well,
the green
what is-
apple.
What this beer
I-
needs is a companion gravy beer, because I need biscuits and gravy all the time.
Um, this does have I mean it's an ale, right? So
Yeah.
it shouldn't have the same exact type of flavors, but this, you know how I had that Bud Light or Budweiser last, it has a few of the same appley notes that Budweiser has. That's what I got off of it.
I can kind of see that, though. I do get much more like that biscuity, like
Yeah.
It is.
weediness.
We've
Not
had
weedy. But
some old ones in the fridge that we cracked into recently. I mean, they're not like old, but they were a few months old. And this is a fresh one out of this Folly Pack. So, I mean, it was packaged in the past few weeks. And the fresher, the better. I mean, that's kind of the way with a lot of these things. But,
except anything in your closet.
Well,
I mean,
the hardcore stouts probably not so much.
well, some of them are. Like Black Note, I had that one. It was a year-aged one and then a fresh one. And fresh, I preferred. I wouldn't age Black Note. But no, this is fresh. I like it so much more.
Yeah. What I want is to go to one of the New Belgium breweries, like one of their production facilities, and just sort of put my head underneath the conveyor belt where the beer gets poured and just say, no. Here.
We would have done that, and it was all closed when we were there.
They were having a
Weird.
meeting. They're like,
The
"Oh,
meeting was
sorry, the
deciding
bottling."
not to let you guys drink straight from the hose.
That's what it was.
They pretty much do that anyway. Oh,
Yeah,
you're
they
here,
give you 4 free beers. I mean,
They're like, "Oh, you're here for the free tour? Well, go ahead and get a beer while we warm everything up to get you 4 more free ones because they're full of pores."
I'm not afeared. I'll do it.
Not scaring me.
If we moved on to the flavor, toasty malt flavors have a gentle sweetness, flash of fresh hop bitterness. The malt and hops are perfectly balanced, it says, and the carbonation is light sweetness, clean carbonation finish on the palate. Body is medium. Malts were pale malt, crystal 80 or caramel 80, whichever one you prefer, whichever term you really prefer.
Crystal meth.
Munich and Victory malt. The hops are Willamette, Goldings, and Nugget. Calories 160 using their house L yeast, 22 IBUs, 5.2% ABV.
I never look at the calories. That always pisses me off. If you're trying to drink a beer, drink a beer. Stop it.
Yeah, but whenever I think calories, what's one of the lowest calorie beers, Casey, that we always
Well, Bud Select 55 is 55 calories.
No,
Then
dude,
you've
that's-
got Mick Ultra, which
Mick
is
Ultra.
98 calories.
right? But what's the caloric intake of Guinness?
Pretty low.
110.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
110
is
calories.
A light
and
beer almost.
it'll fill you
Yeah.
up.
It's
So
a light stout.
yeah.
Well, Guinness also sometimes it's in 11.2 ounce bottles sometimes too. So it may be skewed a little bit, maybe closer to like 120 calories per 12 ounces, but 110 usually per bottle.
It needs to be in a 400-gallon bottle. I don't know, whatever it takes for me to swim in it and drink.
All right.
Of that.
High up on our list, we wanted to apologize a little bit and just kind of let everyone know about the audio and video issues we've been having recently. So we're expanding into a video format. We weren't ready for it.
Apparently, there are complications that arise when you try new things.
Yeah. So hopefully everything's looking and sounding a lot better this week than it has recently.
Yeah.
Even better than the audio episode from this past week.
Stop
Because
breaking my back when I stretch.
we are now back. We're on an actual computer. We're on an actual rig instead of a series of tablets jerry-rigged together with USB extension cords and this insane setup.
Like I said when we started the pre-show, this show will forever be held together with duct tape, spit, and baling wire.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess the
Not,
only thing I
not
can really
the quality of it. It's just that's what we're like. Nothing else works. Fine, screw it. We'll put it together. We'll put it out any way we can.
Just hang stuff from like paper clips back here.
Yeah, we're trying to get
One
this
time
to
you're
you,
gonna
and
see
hopefully
me,
it's
like,
better now.
You're gonna see me standing with a satellite dish and tin foil on my head, just trying to get the right angle so we can broadcast. Just like
Someone like holding fiber lines together. That's not how that works.
But yeah,
No.
we just wanted to say we're
funnier
sorry.
my
Things
way.
are getting better. And
Thanks, Tyler.
Thanks, Tyler.
Well, yeah. So we're working on that. If anybody does find any issues aside from the slight lag in the stream, that's not really. I don't think we can do much else about that. But everything should be clear now.
Everything's fine. We're all fine here. How are you?
This past weekend, we went to a beer release because they are falling out of the sky in our area.
We did?
Sorry, we're going to talk about a local beer for a second.
You mean you two?
Yeah. Sorry.
Casey, I'm sad now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met you guys for the beer swap.
Yeah.
We didn't actually have any beer, oddly enough.
We can talk about that for a second. We went ahead and bought all the beer for the next month.
I didn't think at the time I had enough time to metabolize a whole pitcher of beer.
No, because we went and inhaled mod pizza and then
I could have
ice cream.
That traffic would have given me time to metabolize that beer.
It would have.
Yeah.
Going for Grater's ice cream.
Had you gotten the entire pitcher of Storm, yeah, it would have been.
It would have been none of it for you guys. All me.
No, I don't need a cup. I just need a really big straw.
What, Casey? Lost his.
I leaned back and was scratching my ear, and then I look up in the feed, and I see myself like scratching my ear in the feed.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be aware of what you're doing when you're.
So you were talking, so I thought the camera would be on you the whole time, and then it switched over. I was a little bit.
You were making some creaking or something. Everyone needed to see that. It decided.
Oh, hang out.
Yeah.
And I can't get over that his microphone looks like a little diglet or something with the
It's
Hangouts
ruining
call.
you.
Yeah, no, it's all I see when I look at Casey. It's staring back at me.
Jeez.
Just a little dicklet just popping up out of his.
But yeah, it was kind of weird. Two of the big IPAs that you find around Cincinnati from Mad Tree are Galaxy High and Citra High. You're banned from Wisconsin. Poor Poodle Puncher. He's banned from Wisconsin now. But
I mean, it's bound to happen.
We've discovered apparently not all beer releases are equal.
Yeah.
Because I've been going to a bunch at Listerman, which is another brewery up here, where you have to get in line seriously 3 or 4 hours pre-release to get any of the beer. And then we go to Mad Tree, who just underwent an like $18 million expansion into a new facility. And
it's a really nice looking facility.
Yeah.
It's just that first day.
It was a million people. Yeah.
15,000 people,
It's the same thing. It's
45-minute wait for beer. It's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, we showed up and waited 3 hours, and we spent 2 hours just sitting in the car waiting for someone else to get in line so we didn't look like the assholes.
Yeah. Beer releases go very differently there. But we got two...
we had a pack of each.
A pack each, yeah, of awesome... They're kind of standards for them, even though they only come out certain times a year. Like they're not like brand new things. It's it's ones they've done before. Whereas the Listerman stuff, they're just putting out new and different things every time. But yeah, it's IPA season, so that's what we got. Galaxy hops on one and Citra hops on the other.
Yep.
Both hops are so good.
Yeah. I
just want them in my. I want them in my mouth. I want them in everything. Let's not go further into that. I don't want to talk about
say how far down are we going here?
So, what were the two of you up to? Any drinking endeavors?
No. It's a lot of work lately. What about you, Casey?
Yeah, pretty much the same. It's been a lot of just getting through the day or getting through the week.
I will say, after our beer exchange, I literally can fit nothing else in my refrigerator. There's too much beer.
Glad somebody else is having that problem.
Yeah.
I couldn't fit the ketchup bottle back into where I pulled it from. Something shifted and it's like, no, you will fit. Damn you!
I am excited, though, this coming weekend in Cincinnati, we're going to be having Bachfest. It is the 25th anniversary of the country's largest and one of the world's largest Bachfest celebrations. And we're definitely going down to catch the Bachfest parade. This weekend, they sacrificed a snowman in effigy for favorable weather.
Okay, so not everybody knows what the weather is like where we're at right now, but it's like okay, it's gotten cold today, but the last 2 days it's been like 80 degrees. Where are they getting the ice?
It shows them down in a cellar. Oh, Jim's here.
The picture that they took looked like it was in a cave or something. So, and then they just have this little snowman with like the full face and little hat and everything, and then suddenly in the other picture it's on fire. So
because they take a flamethrower to him and roast him, but it's the yearly tradition.
Where they got. I want someone to have gone to a Sonic and paid in $2 bills to get the ice needed to make this.
Yes, that had to be what happened, obviously.
And like didn't tip.
Right.
Of course.
Just had to be the asshole about it.
I was never more angry during an episode of Night Attack than when Brian said he didn't tip those guys for that ice. Sorry, immaterial. Moving on.
All right, I'm almost finished. Well, I'm out now of this beer.
Whoa.
Wow.
Well, I want to try the new
half
stuff.
a beer.
I've had the Fat Tire before, so I want to move on to something else. It does. I didn't notice anything different about it. I did try to stop and like get the aroma and everything else before. It's Fat Tire. I don't know.
Let me give you a bit of advice. If you have an abundance of Fat Tire in your fridge and you're cooking dinner one time, make some mashed potatoes with Fat Tire. Replace water with beer.
Now, what were your two choices? I remember there were distinctly two choices when this came about. When you opened the door to the refrigerator, there were two beers in the refrigerator.
No. That time it was we went out to buy beer to cook with, and we decided on Fat Tire.
Oh.
Of the things we could buy by the case, it seemed the best quality to cook with. Yeah, no. Mashed potatoes and beer, specifically Fat Tire, it's delicious.
I could see it because it's real oaty, like the oat kind of flavor sticking out. That would be fine.
I swear we need to have an episode now of like cooking with beer. We need to figure this out.
So
down. We'll do it right now. Forget our plans. I'm going to the kitchen. Come with me, camera.
I've got 6 pounds of chicken in there. We could whip something up.
I did do that this past weekend. I did buy a buttload of meat.
Was it a buttload of pork
like
butts?
A pork butt? Just
literally a buttload.
A buttload. A lot of flank steak. A lot of flank skirt. Then some like New York strips and things like that. But the biggest one was I got a huge 16-pound brisket, and so that sucker I had to chop it up because it wouldn't fit in my fridge. I mean, it literally, if you laid it flat, took up one whole shelf of the fridge. No gay porno.
No, bought a buttload of meat is definitely a gay porno. There's no way that doesn't exist somewhere.
What is that, Rule 34?
Has to be.
Yeah. Rule 34 of the internet.
All right. I'm on to the next beer. Anybody else?
I'm going to
I could use
it out.
another
Go ahead
one.
and start talking about it.
Okay, yeah. So while we're pouring that, let's get into a little bit. So first of all, I do want to mention that we have done on the regular audio show an episode entirely devoted to New Belgium Company. So go back and check that out if you want to get the full details on them. But just to give you a little brief kind of rundown of the company. New Belgium is a craft brewery located in Fort Collins, Colorado. That's about an hour outside of Denver. It was opened in 1991 by Jeff LeBeche and Kim Jordan. In 2015, it produced 914,000 barrels of its various labels. As of 2015, it was the 4th largest craft brewery and 8th largest overall brewery in the United States. And they are still considered craft, even though you'd think that you see their stuff everywhere. So
they are. It's one of the companies they keep moving the lever for what craft is.
Right. New Belgium to me is on par with Sam Adams for that. As far and now that they're distributing everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to take a look at this.
The hell
and how
is this?
Dark.
I know, right? I'm pouring it going.
This is the cherry almond, and that is
so. On the visual side, it says it's supposed to be bright ruby mahogany with a light off-white foam. That is not a bright ruby at all.
Looks like if you hold
it up to the light, I'm holding it up too far. But if you hold it right up there, you get that bright ruby. But
it's a Guinness ruby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is. I can rock it, and that is heavy carbonation.
It's like 2 2 to 3 shades brighter than a Guinness because I can see through it, but it is that same kind of ruby.
So I was really excited about this beer. This is actually one she was happy that she's not pregnant yet, so she could get to try it. She was so mad when we bought these. She's like, I'm not going to get to try it, and I want it. 50 Shades of Guinness. That's the romantic movie I want to see.
That is the most Irish thing I could think of.
This beer is supposed to have coffee, roasted malt, and chocolate initially with some caramel cherries, cola, and nuts, some slight smoke. I do not get the coffee that much.
I'm getting a smell of smoke. Like a good smoke smell.
I need someone to respond when I say, what kind of nuts?
These nuts.
These nuts!
I literally just needed one person to say something so my brain could continue working through the rest of the show.
I don't know if it's that you brought up the coffee thing, but the more I circle it around and then swirl around, like I get the smoke, I get a little bit of coffee. Oddly enough, I don't smell any almond.
No. It's like, I can smell, but my nose is like
no almond.
Perpetually fucked.
I'm getting a very cola, very chocolate, and there's just the slightest after coffee taste.
I get the cola and nothing else.
After and then cola, and it was like Afri-Cola? It's perfectly reasonable.
Afri-Cola.
All right, so what else are they giving on the description of this one? Give us the rundown. What ABV hops?
Flavor-wise, you're looking at sweet throughout with a very subtle sour middle, and a mild lingering bitterness. So far, this beer has not like smoke, sour, and bitter.
Nope.
Whenever you're thinking about nice, good beers with cherry and almonds, that's not the good combo there.
I'm getting
and then the mouthfeel.
Getting the taste. There's some like smoked cherries. I don't know how much about the other stuff, but I'm getting a bit of that.
Then the mouthfeel comes in, and the description on the mouthfeel is coating and astringent. So
no, that's there.
Not a pleasant description. It's a little accurate.
I think the mouthfeel description's on point. So far, everything else has been way off. It's like an alcoholic cherry Coke.
Yeah.
Man, and I'm not really a fan of cherry Cokes.
I'm not getting that. I'm getting... Okay, you know that one... No, I don't remember what it was that we had that I swear tasted like a Tootsie Pop? Oh, Slide Rule.
Oh.
This tastes like a chocolate...
It is the nerdiest name for a beer.
It's from a very nerdy brewery.
Yeah.
I know, I'm just saying like Slide Rule.
Chocolate raspberry Gosa. Furry Viking in the chat had it with us. Oh, it's so good. It's surprising. You hear the description, you're like, that sounds disgusting. And then you try it and you're like, that is amazing.
But this tastes like the chocolate Tootsie Pop that's somehow been smoked. Like I'm getting like if cherry was in the center, like it was a chocolate cherry Tootsie Pop with smoke flavor. That's what I get.
Jake from Adventure Time, yes.
Mike looks like Jake from Adventure Time.
All right, let's do this right here.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
My Adventure Time knowledge is pretty limited.
Yeah, I've got to say, despite this beer not meeting anything but the mouthfeel in the description, I kind of like it. Like it's all right. It's not what they set out to make, but I'm just like, I like what the end product.
I can see where they were where their description comes from. Maybe not on every note, but it's not.
It's a little too sweet.
It's I don't know. I feel like it's a little too much in a bunch of extremes, and it doesn't balance well.
Yeah.
It's not awful. Oh God, Casey, say something.
Say something. So yeah, I could definitely see that right there.
That's
being a K.
That's not wrong. Yeah. All right. But yeah, I wanted to like this so bad. It's just
do you not like it?
I don't hate it, but it's a little too sweet. And it's just odd. It's such an odd mix of flavors. I didn't expect the smoke.
Yeah, I'm with you, Brittany. Like it's not awful, but I feel like there's room for improvement.
Yeah, I don't hate. I would drink it again, I think, but it's not going to be my first choice.
On my end, I think that this beer is suffering from a poor name, and if this beer was named something other than Cherry Almond Ale, I think it would be okay. If it was just named like I don't know, a cherry stout or something, I think it would do well.
But who
But
went for nuts that weren't awful like almonds and instead went with like pecans?
Well, it's like a brown
Yeah.
ale to me. Is that what it's supposed to be? Is a brown ale?
Probably.
Let's see here. Doesn't actually say. So it uses in the malt bill. Let me look at the malt bill here and let you know what it's. So it uses pale malt, Munich malt, caramel or crystal 120, Victory malt, and then it uses Black Prince to darken it up. And so that Black Prince is a really high color malt. It's something that you're going to use just to basically add color. It
It's
won't
like
add
the most metal sounding malt.
Yeah. So this beer has been darkened artificially.
That sucks.
Not
Okay.
artificially, but it's been darkened just to make it dark, not
And
necessarily to make
They
it
added something
flavorful.
just for coloring, not
Color.
necessarily. Just
That's what
for-
kicked out that ruby red hue that they were describing.
Yeah.
That
'Cause it-
darkness got me really excited at first, but that's partially because in my brain, stout equals good, and the darker the better.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
poured this and like my brain was just like, oh, that looks amazing.
Sorry, I just went to an Eddie Izzard bit. I was like, I like my beer, like I like my women.
Strong,
Black-
dark with a
and
spoon in
strong.
them.
Black Prince malt is used in small, and it's spelled same word with a Z at the end. Black Prince.
Sure.
It's bitterless black malt, and it's used to add color without astringency and to make a dark brown or black tone in a beer. At 1 to 2%, you get a minor color adjustment with no flavor impact in lighter colored ales and lagers. At 2 to 5%, you add color with a smooth, subtle flavor, and then 5 to 10%, you get color plus mild, roasty, malty flavor. I'm pretty sure they're using this at like 4 to 5%, somewhere in that range.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, it's. I can't tell if it's the apples or the nuts, and it might be confusing my tongue, or it could be the amount of cold medicine I'm still on. But like, there's a weird, possibly like breadiness to it.
Yeah.
No, there's a real breadiness in there. Like I can
And-
get almost, I don't want to say banana bread exactly,
Yeah.
but it's kind of that quality.
Yeah, but that's sweet kind of bread.
yeah,
Mhm.
real sweet bread.
Oh, by the way, oh god, next time I come up, I need to like arrange time to run home and get my mom to make like banana bread.
That's fine.
Bring that up to you guys.
Totally fine.
It nothing to do with beer, just more to do with my mom makes some baller banana bread.
On that same note, my mom makes amazing peanut butter fudge. We'll just do a big mom bake off swap.
No, you can't give me peanut butter fudge. My mother makes.
Are we doing
It's
a,
like one of
Now-
her go-to things.
a mom swap on
I
things?
mean, we
mom
could do a
Because
fudge off.
I think my mom's
Oh, my.
watching, so mom, you need to make some cornbread.
Oh, my mom's
Oh,
addicted
God.
to cornbread. I think
Okay.
she has to stop eating it
Okay,
though.
since we're on food, let's establish the fact that cornbread does not need to be sweet. If it's sweet,
No.
you're the Hitler of cornbread.
no, always sweet. Always sweet.
I don't have an opinion on it
Fuck
because I don't like cornbread.
you, Casey. Fuck you and your whore mouth.
Always sweet cornbread. If my cornbread is not a cake, it is not good
Oh
cornbread.
God, no.
So this is
Podcast
a
and friendship
completely
over. I'm sorry,
southern-
guys. I'm out.
Yeah.
This is the most southern argument you can ever have. Because we're all from southeastern Kentucky. So yeah, we'll get on here and start arguing about cornbread.
I don't like cornbread,
No,
so-
I've never.
Where do you all land on
never
soup
more
beans?
vehemently disagreed with someone
Disgusting.
over something than cornbread.
We'll have to agree to disagree, and if anytime I make soup beans and cornbread for everybody, I'll make another batch for you.
Blah.
Oh God.
I can't
Look.
do it.
All I'm saying, never mind. No, I'm not getting into a cornbread discussion. Although, have a cornbread next show.
I'm telling you, have a meal. It's gonna develop.
Tyler, do you not know what soup beans are?
They're
Oh, boy.
sick.
They're
sick.
amazing, especially with cornbread and milk.
My dad loves them. It's like his favorite
So-
thing in the world.
Soup bean are classically, it's like a what's the bean?
Pinto.
It's the
It's pintos.
pinto bean. So yeah, you just basically put pinto bean and some sort of meat fat. Usually it's like salted pork fat into
it's like some sort of like pork bacon,
Yeah.
something like some pig fat.
Big hawk of ham,
and you
basically.
put that into a pot and just let it cook with water, of course, and you let it cook for I don't know, usually 12 hours or something. And
I want you to think of beans in their least healthy form.
It's Southern food. It is not in the least healthy.
No, there's no extra barbecue flavor to it. It's just they cook together, and they're normally eaten with cornbread, raw onion. Yeah. What else is normal soup bean?
Sometimes green onions.
I've done green onions.
Raw green onions, yeah.
Yeah,
just straight.
It's pretty good. Gives a nice little crunch in there.
But they're basically just, and it turns into a soup consistency. So it's a very liquidy.
It's disgusting.
Liquidy consistency.
My father got soup beans once a year on his birthday because my mother refused to accept the punishment any other time of year for what happens when he ate soup beans.
This is like Ian's grandmother with the lutefisk. Our buddy Ian.
Oh God.
He's the second generation of his family born outside of Norway. Like, he is extremely Norwegian, and his grandmother insisted on them making lutefisk, which is rotten fish. Fish
for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
You dig a hole and bury fish with lime over it so that nothing can get to it, and you just leave it there for like 2 weeks, and it turns into like a gelatin.
Yeah. Every region has their weird ass food, so yeah.
We have soup beans and
since we're talking about weird food, and I mentioned it earlier. I still like there was the day I realized that people from outside the South don't have biscuits and gravy.
Right.
Yeah.
And I couldn't process that in my brain. Like I just like no, like that's just breakfast food.
Those poor
savages. And Geta is for Cincinnati, but you know what? The first time I had that, I was like, "Oh my God, why have they kept this from me my entire life?"
Again, since Cincinnati's Geta,
yeah. But then at the same time, like Pennsylvania has Scrapple, which is essentially Geta, and then you got what Spam. So
Scrapple and Geta are pretty much the same thing.
Pork and ham. Geta is like oats, wheats, and pork byproduct or whatever.
Geta's actually not that bad for you either.
No.
Well, it's another one of those things where you have a limited amount of meat and you use a certain amount of filler to put it in there and try to.
Isn't it, Chris? Isn't it basic? Because there was the Oktoberfest where someone was selling a haggis.
Yes. No, that's I had to sell.
They were like, oh, who would eat haggis? Like, no, let's go over there and get some Geta.
Yeah, it's like no, Geta and haggis are the same thing. Only one's a pig and one's
lamb,
a sheep.
Yeah.
It's just you take the animal, you essentially turn it inside out and grind up the garbage organs that nobody wants, and you stuff that in the stomach, and then you boil it to perfection.
Chris is the reason I've had haggis.
Delicious.
It's
one
good.
morning
it's really
where it's
salty.
like, no, we drank too much. We're eating haggis today, and I was like, screw it, I'm down.
I'm okay with Tyler's.
Tyler, that sounds amazing.
And lobster everything. That's my thing. I like that.
I have to be. I get weird with the lobster thing because I've only had like lobster, like the lobster tail or whatever, like once. And I swear, like I can't eat anything unless I basically have a hazmat suit on. Like I get it in my hair. I don't know how, and like it's on my elbow.
Raccoon wounds.
Like. So as much as like I tried the lobster and there's butter everywhere, and then I can't do the lobster thing in like a reasonable way. I love seafood, but like I can't eat it in a clean manner. So I feel like maybe I shouldn't at all.
Yeah, I'm
like if I went to New England, I would just be laughed at.
Crab, lobster. You give me a big bowl of butter, I'm gonna just eat any seafood.
Okay, no, let's move on back to beer topics before I go into a
telling you we're gonna do an offshoot of this show about
preferred
food.
Types of crab.
Okay, well, yeah,
I can do it.
We've hit Justin's trigger warning.
No, it's because like I will literally start talking about crab for a while, and I'm like,
what about white supremacists coming to the bar? Can that hit your trigger warning?
Yeah, no, that's my trigger warning.
All right,
that's my fucking trigger warning.
So, okay, do we want to start with the next beer before we move on to the next topic?
Oh, let me down this.
Oh, Casey's behind.
We're just chugging, apparently.
Chug.
You guys are doing like one beer between two. Me and Casey are doing full beers.
This is true. That's true. Yeah.
So don't worry.
Hold on.
There's going to be a St. Patrick's Day episode where everybody's doing full beers, and we're going to get riggedy wrecked.
Yeah. Warning, everybody. We're going to do a double recording around St. Patrick's Day. So we're doing a St. Patrick's Day episode the Friday. Is St. Patrick's Day on that Friday?
Yes.
Okay.
We
so
will be
on
live
St.
that
Patrick's Day,
Friday.
we will be live.
Request the
recording.
day after St. Patrick's Day off, but my boss just instantly gave it to me.
Because
Nice.
he knew.
He knows.
He knows. Yeah.
Speaking of, so last episode we did talk about if I had any Michigan trips planned. I did plan one for St. Patrick's Day now. So,
Did you plan one or did one just happen?
well, it happened that it was my wife's. She was off school for that time, so she's in college. Not like it's like she's in middle school or something.
She's your wife, and we're from Kentucky. I return my previous statement.
There's a reason Amber Alert was one of the suggested names for an Amber Ale Casey was to brew.
She is younger than I, so that yes. But yeah, absolutely.
Right, Tyler, we are in the South.
Good Lord.
Very true.
As long as the parents
but
consent.
Anyway, so she was going to be going to go to Michigan, and so I said, I could probably do some work up there. It was during the same time as her spring break. I could get some work done, so I'm going to head up there and hit up a couple places that I needed to hit this week or during that week, and kind of take a tour. I'll probably be in Holland, Michigan. Yeah. I'll probably be in Holland.
Doing banjos. Let me get my ukulele.
Holland, Michigan, Grand Rapids area near there, Big Rapids, Kalamazoo, and then over in Detroit toward the end of that week.
Oh, Kalamazoo! Oh, Kalamazoo is wasted on you, Casey.
It is. It really is.
Me and
No,
Furry
there's Dark
Viking
Horse.
are together on this. You're a monster for hating bells.
But there's Dark Horse. It's not just bells.
Yeah.
Okay, now you guys just hit Jim's trigger warning, so
Yeah.
Yeah, Dark Horse. Okay. Yeah.
on the way to
I'm
Detroit,
just saying, though, like.
I have to woo
still
Grand Rapids
think you
because
Okay.
my mom's side of the family lives in Grand Rapids.
We've all just poured a new beer, so why don't one of you two go ahead and introduce us to this new beer?
Let's hope we just poured Voodoo Ranger. I didn't even check. Is that what
Yes.
we're on right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
no, that's flat out what I was
That's what
pouring.
I should have poured. It's not what I poured.
I'm loving the color.
I got my things backwards. So
Gotcha.
give me a second. Casey,
Voodoo.
you start talking while I disappear from the camera.
Yeah, go get another beer glass. So anyways, yeah, absolutely. Maine is totally on the way. I would love to do that. I'm looking at trying
Tyler,
to get
you
up
don't
there.
know how much we want to plan a trip
No.
to New England.
We're like, how can we make this work? It's like, we can come up there and we can make it work to go to Dogfish, but we're like, no, we've got to figure out, like, we got to go up there and see them.
I love New England.
So let's jump into Voodoo Ranger here, the IPA that kind of took over on the Ranger. So it used to be it was just Ranger was the beer from New Belgium that was their IPA, and they did the double IPA with all that as well. But so Voodoo Ranger is, I think they've added, instead of doing those traditional Northeast hops that were like earthy and more piney, resinous, marijuana-like dank, they turned over into the new tropical aroma.
It is
so Voodoo.
very...
The Voodoo series is more on that tropical, juicy aroma, fruit flavors. Mosaic, Amarillo. This turns out to be a light golden IPA, and if you look through it, that's like a Bud Light color right there. That's Budweiser,
yeah,
Bud Light.
definitely. I mean, look at that. You can.
I had to grab an opaque cup for it. So
I wouldn't say Bud Light. It's a lot darker. I mean, I would just say a straight up like Bud.
So yeah, light golden on that. Bud would be there. The aroma that you're going to pick up is more.
Also,
pine and citrus.
Can I just say, when I hear Voodoo Ranger, because of I don't know the amount of Parks and Rec I've watched, I just immediately go to Bobby Night Ranger.
Oh yes.
Motoring. What's your price for fly? Then throw a chair.
So I gotta say, there's a lot of this kind of IPA floating around right now with the big piney citrus.
That's exactly the aroma I'm getting.
Can we plan a trip to Detroit in 2018?
Yes.
Oh, maybe.
Why could what?
Why not? Why not us?
Is there any particular reason why 2018, or is it just that's a good time?
Check.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Okay,
Good reason.
cool. Yes,
We're
One
gonna look
whole
into
trip
that.
just to make sure. Like, no, let's go chill with Chandler.
absolutely. So that I think has just been planned. You let us know in send a
You let us know where you're going to be within
send an
reasonable driving
email.
distance, and we will be there.
So depending on
year
when
in
it is. Wait, I haven't been checking chat for a while. So between Kalamazoo and Detroit, that's perfect because I'm doing a driving tour from the West Coast toward the East. So that's great. And yeah, I love up there. So with the area, we're in Detroit. In that area, there are a lot of breweries right around Detroit, but specifically there's one called Kunenhun, or I don't know what it is, but on St. Patrick's Day they do those breakfast beers.
Hmm.
Oh, I remember I was at work watching you check into those. So jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the cereal and stuff.
Yeah. So
Like in
they're all
Lucky
based
Charms.
on. Yeah, they're all based off of like breakfast cereals, and they do a ton of. So they do like a blueberry pancake. They do some really good stuff, but the ones that I really liked were like the Cocoa Pebbles beers and the fruit. I think they had a Fruit Loop beer or a Fruity Pebbles. I can't remember which one it is. But anyways, that's the real reason that Friday, St. Patrick's Day. If I'm not working, if I don't have a school I have to go to that day, I will be celebrating St. Patrick's Day all day.
That's fine.
I guess since we're talking about the St. Patrick's Day stuff right now, we can go ahead and throw it out there. We're going to go ahead and take submissions to play games for that day. So if you want to make up fake beers and submit them to you can just go to the website, haveadrinkshow.com, and just give us a fake brewery and a fake beer.
So yeah, much like we did on the New Year's Eve streamathon on here.
Not a fake beer from a real brewery, because then I will become irrationally angry.
No, you can do that.
But that happened.
We're
and
leaving it completely open.
It worked out pretty well.
And
It worked out
submit
well.
real beers
And then
too.
I kept calling Brittany a betrayer for the rest of that.
I didn't make them all up though.
I know you didn't. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So we're gonna shuffle in some of the fake beer, real beer, and then also some true beer trivia based in on that, because why not?
Sure.
And we're gonna do a trivia episode on that that St. Patrick's Day. So bar trivia. What else goes better with beer?
Sorry, I had to start ing because I got a good taste of that Voodoo Ranger.
This smells amazing. Is it just me?
I think the aroma
wish
to
I
me
could
is
smell.
better than the flavor.
The flavor is pretty good. I wish I could smell, because
oh right.
I have like 3/4 of a functioning nostril right now.
No,
Yeah.
this.
Not nostril, singular.
So what was the description they gave of this beer, Casey? Again, like where should the flavor and where should the nose on this be?
So on the aroma, you're going to get pine and citrus. Citrus is more on the orange and grapefruit side. So not as much on the tangerine side, but on the orange and grapefruit. Not lemon or lime, but that end.
Grapefruit, definitely.
Tropical fruit. Yeah, definitely grapefruit. Okay. Tropical fruit, lesser to a grassy and floral geranol. So that geranol is a
Isn't that like
floral
something that
component.
old people use for like joint pains? Oh,
No, that's a
Not Geritol.
it's Geritol.
That's not geritol. So geranol is a very floral component. You get it exclusively from a lot of flowers, and so I'm trying to think of the citronella oil has a heavy component of that. You see it in rose oil. So you get it on the lemony orange. Or sorry, not orange, but lemony geranium. That's really where it's coming from.
Why are you eating geraniums? Those are
So
flowers.
you heard it there. It's aroma. It's not necessarily flavor. It's aroma.
I know. It's just where I get
Justin?
into like the Band-Aid aroma, and I go,
Yep.
why are you licking Band-Aids?
I was going to say,
Stick
hey,
your
Justin.
nose in a box of Band-Aids. We're going to do it.
Esters
so
and
that's
phenols.
Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, forget about this, Bob. It's like ester and phenols can be used sort of like Men in
Duh.
Black. Use the little flasher thing. So we're going to get into this, and as soon as I can, I'm going to purchase one of these malt flavor, every alternate flavor that you can get in beer. I'm going to purchase one of these kits. We may try to do it at Nerdtacular and do it out there.
That'll be good.
So we can sit down and
Yeah.
What happened? What I blacked out.
So Tyler, that reminds me of a story. Just to get off topic here, I had an uncle who later in life he started to get Alzheimer's, and he was a World War II vet, and or great uncle, not an uncle, but a great uncle. And so, in order to get him to shut up whenever he would start on one of his Alzheimer rambling events, you would always say the words "We the people." And for some reason, those words together would absolutely just turn him off just like that. And I don't know why it was, but that would just shut him up.
Jeez.
And so
Jesus.
he would
Probably 'cause
start
he was trying to
going.
remember, like, in order to form a more perfect union.
You got some like Manchurian candidate shit going on? Like, God.
I don't know. Like those words would cause him to stop his rambling. And so I remember like my grandmother and some of these, just "We the people," and that would
That's
cause
horrible.
him to just done.
I'd like to joke that anytime someone says esters or phenols, like I'm just trying to play it up and I think it's funny. But at the same time, we did a whole episode on these and I cannot remember the difference.
So it's something that you've got, I think, with any beer flavor, with any
And
aroma.
I'm out.
With any beer flavor, you've got to have
Did he acknowledge the phrase at all? I don't think so. I think he just shut down.
No. He just goes. That's it.
He was like a Manchurian candidate.
I'm picturing
he
it.
said his trigger word. And he.
I'm picturing like,
as opposed
have you
to
seen
waking up? He went down.
the videos of the cats that taste ice cream and they get brain freeze? They just stop and they
There
do
are
that
videos
weird
of
face.
cats eating ice cream.
All right, I'm having to look this up for later.
Okay.
Cats
Oh, you have to
eat
watch that. Yeah, that's the
Tangent.
thing.
Oh yeah, cats eating ice cream. You've got to see it. It's great.
Okay.
It's horrible, but it's funny. It's horrible.
I mean, if bad things happen to cats, I'm okay with it.
They're
not dogs.
No, Casey's gonna go out and he's gonna get a bunch of ice cream to do this to their cats.
Yeah.
You all know I don't have to get a lot of ice cream after we went to that one parlor this past week, and my wife
Right.
bought a gallon and a half of
Yeah,
like
graters.
the most expensive ice cream you can get. Yeah, I'm like really, we
With-
spent that
with
much on
frozen
ice
ice
cream?
With liquid nitrogen, right?
Solid CO2.
Okay.
Dry
so
ice. Yeah.
Dry ice, yeah.
Okay, so
But anyways, we're going to definitely get the tasting kit so we can get together and know what these flavors taste like. It'll help you put one thing to another and know what an ester versus a phenol is whenever you sit down and actually know what it smells like and what it tastes like.
That's awesome. I can't wait for that.
yeah, I'm pumped for that.
Cool.
Okay, before
All
we
right,
get,
so
we're still finishing this beer that I'm loving.
yeah, I'm barely into it.
Yeah, I've got to say, this Voodoo Ranger, just the straight IPA, we got all the others in singles and have been going through them. Haven't made it to the Imperial yet. But so far, these are amazing new beers. I have to say, if you can get a six-pack of any of them, they are all fantastic on the Voodoo Ranger series that they've put out. New Belgium just knocked it out of the park.
The only thing from this Folly Pack that I've not had was the Voodoo Ranger and the Black Cherry, whatever. The Black Cherry I'm not super into, but I really am liking this Voodoo Ranger, which again, about a year ago, would not have liked this.
Yeah,
Right.
Tyler's got to be sitting beside himself because a year ago when we're going, I don't know about all these IPAs and all that. And then here we are like,
so
oh,
we did
yeah.
Huh?
This double or this Imperial?
We did pick up that the whole all the IPA packs this past weekend.
Yeah.
No, I was separating it all out, and I was like, we have a shitload of IPAs we're drinking for the next month.
That is a real thing.
It's
we
that
did the big
gateway
swap
drug
this
we
weekend.
had at some
yeah.
point that led us all into the next thing, and then we go into the next type of beer because we have to get that harder. We have to replicate that harsh high we got that first time.
You just get trying to chase that white dragon.
Pretty much.
I think it's just dragon. It doesn't have to be white.
It's a dragon made out of
Makes
hops.
us-
But before we get towards our last beer,
Oh, yeah.
We do have a few new beer announcements. This is something I kind of wanted to do for a long time in the other podcast, but we already stretched that one out to like 2 and 3 hours sometimes.
We suck at timing, yes.
So it gets kind of crazy. So we have this new format, and I was like, hey, can we shoehorn this in? It was like, sure, we could find something else to talk about in there. So we want to talk about some new beers that have been announced. And first up...
Announce them to me. I don't know what's going on.
You may have heard of this one. It's from a small brewery known as Founders. And I believe this beer is it called the Kentucky Breakfast Stout.
Oh, shit, yeah!
So, yeah.
KBS 2017, April 1st, national availability. So I don't know if your local stores may not put it out on April 1st, but it's supposed to be available nationwide.
It's so soon.
By April 1st. I hope not everybody does it that way because it works out better when they don't, so you can kind of make the rounds and get a large quantity of it.
Yeah.
You figure out where they hit when.
But this is their bourbon barrel aged, because this is one of the beers that started the bourbon barrel aged stout craze.
So I do remember whenever I was in, I think it was last year when I was at Detroit area for St. Patrick's Day last year, they had already received their Kentucky Breakfast Stout by St. Patrick's Day. So I was able to get it up there, and then I think I got a few while I was back down here, but up there for sure by St. Patty's.
Oh, yeah, that's...
making fun of me for buying it all that I could here in my home, here in the town I live in. Sorry. I've had a lot of beer, and it's bubbling up.
Yeah, we went down there with you because they were selling it in 4-packs, and then came up here, we could get them 2 at a time.
And then I drove up to northern Kentucky, the very edge of Ohio, and decided, no, I need more of this.
And now it will be released in Ohio this year, thanks to the law changing, so there may be even more opportunity.
Yeah.
And so it's my understanding that the bourbon people are really into KBS this year. Even though it seems like all the beer people are really all the beer people are sort of
don't draw attention to the ear pop.
They are coming out of the bourbon barrel beer phase, and we talked a little bit about this past weekend. But
we talked with a friend of mine about how rum barrel is the new hotness, and bourbon barrel is not the beer du jour anymore.
And apple brandy barrels. There's a picture that's being shared around on our local scene.
We had at our
Mexican cake from Westbrook. There's an apple brandy barrel Westbrook Mexican cake on a restaurant or on a beer bar's list for consumption in the restaurant only for $1,000 for a 22-ounce bottle.
Oh,
insanity! Yeah,
crazy.
But if you remember at one of our year-end episodes we did, when we did the year-end review, we actually had that apple brandy barrel noir from Prairie. Yep.
Did we
really
say that
good.
was the best one out of all of them?
Do what?
Did we say that was the best out of all of them?
No.
It was one of, I feel like. I mean, I think that was more of a difference of opinion. I personally liked the Christmas bomb the best.
I was going to say, like, the Christmas
or barrel-aged bomb, I think, is where it tended to fall in that tasting. But that one was truly unique. Like, it stood out on its own. It was great.
Tyler brings up a good point. In addition to rum barrel aging, there are places doing tequila barrel aging.
Yes.
Or mezcal, depending on the region that they're barreling it. And
That'd be interesting.
I'm behind that. I like the.
Oh,
I like
God.
that.
We're gonna have to do an episode on tequila drinking, aren't we?
Ugh.
Oh yes, we are.
Oh God.
Wait, so I do have that trip planned. Wait until I get back from my trip. I'll try to bring back some stuff you can't necessarily get in the
that's
States.
right. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting on a time crunch here, so we need to pop this last beer that I believe we're all familiar with, because this is the IPA that started us down the IPA road.
This was the gateway drug.
Yes, at least for the three of us. I know that. I don't know about Casey.
Nah, not this one.
Yeah. You were about the IPAs before
good.
that.
Let me establish real quick, Tyler, that absinthe is overrated. It has a mythos of hallucinogenics involved that is not true.
I didn't like absinthe because I don't like black licorice.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah. I want to try, of course. Okay, let's take Finland time out for a second. I do want to try the licorice in Finland. It is black licorice, but it's an entirely different taste from what I hear. So that's a separate thing, and I want to get on that train. Because Finland.
Just breathe.
There's roughly the same face on me and Casey the second you say Finland. It's just no.
Yeah. Okay.
I let her go because I do ramblings of my own, so
Casey?
I understand.
It's my thing.
I know, but
I'm sorry.
Tell us what this next beer is and what we should be experiencing.
Chris is trying to keep. Chris is the stage manager right now. He's keeping us on time. So you're looking,
but I've been drinking too much.
You're looking at a bright orangish golden color. With a light sheen. So instead of saying lightly cloudy, they say light sheen. A blend in their aroma, a blend of citrus, orange, fruit, candy kind of flavors, tropical pineapple, and a pine hop up front. So let's see if that's actually there first off.
Oh, stick your nose in. I'm not getting the pininess.
Pineapple,
and orange.
Yeah, mostly pineapple, but I can see where the orange is coming from.
So I didn't remember that from when we had this a while back.
I don't think I fully got the aroma before, honestly.
Yeah.
That bouquet.
Then you are lighter with the herb and caramel notes. Or if you're from Europe, herb.
Because it has an
because
effing
there's
H
a
in
fucking H there.
In your flavor side, you're going to see it starts mildly sweet and transitions well to a balanced bitterness. Then on the mouthfeel, you should have a smooth start, light, dry, and clean finish with a medium body. IBUs in the 50 range, 6.0 ABV using L yeast, as all of these have today. And calories are looking about 170 hops, Nugget, Crystal, Centennial, Azaka, Cascade, Citra, Chinook, Galaxy, Mandarina, Bavaria, and Simcoe.
Holy balls, that's a lot of hops.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that there's a lot of those, the Nugget Crystal Centennial toward like the flavoring additions, and the Mandarina, Simcoe, Galaxy, Citra, Chinook are all, and Cascade and Azaka is probably the...
It's like Falconer's the only thing missing.
What?
Was it Falconer?
Falconer?
Yeah, that's like the only hop missing.
What's Dale Gribble got to do with this beer?
So Falconer's Flight... Do you know the story behind Falconer's Flight?
I do not.
Let's pretend I'm an idiot. Say no.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
So Falconer's Flight was a hop that was created. That hop specifically, and that blend and everything was created based on basically I think someone had passed, and it basically has like all the C hops based in it. But someone had passed, and they used Falconer's Flight to raise money for some foundation. I can't remember the whole story behind it. We'll figure it out later on and talk about it. But yeah, it was like to raise money for their foundation.
James Randi says.
So I got to say, this beer, it really is what started me down the track of IPAs. It really can draw you in because it's sweet and juicy, and it can get you used to that bitterness. And that's really what this beer did for me. And now it's like, no, I'm balls deep into some doubles and imperials, and just give me the hops. Like Furry Viking, yeah, gotta love the hops. Now we do, and it was thanks to this beer that really started us down that. This is a close one to us. Oh.
This gave me a good start down the hops train. I will say it was probably like one of the founders' session beers.
Oh yeah,
what
all day?
What finally got me to go full IPA land? I was like, I mean, this is founders. Like, it's an IPA. It was a session IPA, but it was enough of one to make me go, oh, these have levels and different flavor profiles.
They don't just destroy your tongue.
That aren't just pucker your lips and butthole.
Have not had the penny rile yet.
I've not. Yeah, is that the West 6th?
West 6 IPA.
No, yeah. Okay, so the one that Jim's bringing up is
haven't had it yet. Looking forward to it though.
West 6 Penny Rile.
Oh, okay. No,
is that the rye? Or am I crazy?
I'm assuming.
You would think I would know, being much closer to West 6th than
Being in
the
the
rest
town?
of you by like,
No,
Pale
So
ale.
Pale ale.
American Pale Ale.
What's the rye one called?
I don't know. But guys, I think we are pretty much smack out of time on this, but we're going to continue into post show after we do a quick sign off here and bathroom break.
Well, you want to just like briefly touch on the other new beers real quick? Like, don't even go into too many detail, but
quick flash on the other beers. So we have from Abita, which we're going to be doing our next full episode on. They have 2 Gosa. It's going to be a key lime sea salt Gosa sour. That sounds absolutely amazing.
I'm so excited.
Dying to try that.
I just can't hide it.
Yes.
I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it.
And then from Left Hand, we have a Blessing and a Curse. It's going to be coming out in May, double IPA. It's something about using Northern and Southern Hemisphere malts and hops. But that's one to definitely look into. It's a real interesting looking label.
I'm looking forward to that. I generally enjoy Left Hand.
I'm going to say go ahead and subscribe and get some other great resources at haveadrinkshow.com. Follow us at Have a Drink Show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And please rate the show on iTunes to help spread the word. Now, for today's question of the week.
Did anyone win the question from last week?
We didn't get any answers from last week. So I'm assuming that if somebody just answers this week, and gets the answer right, you would probably get the pack that we've got kind of putting together right now.
Okay, I thought there was
one that I've got put together. So no, nobody answered last week. Do you remember what the question was? I could probably give you the answer to that.
How many Clydesdales are on Budweiser's Clydesdale?
Oh yeah,
whatever it's called.
That's what it was, and I think it was 6 was the answer.
Oh.
Well, spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, so last week's question is finished. So I've got a new question for this year.
New question.
And this was
week,
as of
not this year.
No, this year.
Oh yeah. So yeah, sure, why not? This question is as of 2007. So this has been updated since 2007, but I'm asking as if it were 2007. What country is home to the world's largest beer tankard? Is it Poland, Australia, Belgium, or Germany? So as of 2007, what country was home to the world's largest beer tankard?
That's hard.
And if you think you have the answer, you want them to tweet it at us?
Yes.
Yep. You can tweet it at haveadrinkshow.com.
Das.
Yeah, our Twitter account, Have a Drink Show. You gonna tweet that? Do you want them to slap a hashtag on that like we had last time?
Ooh, what was the hashtag last time?
I don't remember.
Something about horses. I was drinking and couldn't remember it.
Hashtag Tanker Talk.
Tanker Talk.
Hashtag
Okay.
Tanker Talk.
Tankard Talk with the answer.
Yeah.
All right.
All
You
right,
win bragging
and
rights.
don't forget to tell us your favorite drink, ask a question, or ask some general feedback. Use the email address feedback@haveadrinkshow.com. You'll be able to use the feedback page on the website as well.
Yeah, and all joking and fun aside, guys, we'd like to remind everyone, please drink responsibly. Uber, Lyft, I don't care what you use. Don't drink and drive. There's no excuse for it anymore.
Drink alone at home, staring off into the abyss of sadness like I do.
What was the term we learned? We never got to bring it up on an episode.
Underwear drunk?
The Finnish word, they have a term for it, and it means underwear drunk, which is just sitting at home in your underwear drunk alone.
So,
and the Finnish do this so often that they invented a word for it.
I can't bring it up. I'm sorry.
I've got it right here. Correction
link it to
earlier. It
Brittany.
wasn't 6. It wasn't 6. It was 8 Clydesdales, by the way. And the word, and let me link this to. Let me link it to chat.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be the best way for everybody to see it. There we go. And Brittany can say it.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm
Kyle
sure.
should.
All you. It's right there.
I don't see the link.
No, it's
No, he didn't put a link.
He
He
put
just put the word. Which
put
is,
the word.
Oh,
sorry, cannot.
Kalsari Kennet.
I like that she does the Google Translate.
She has that accent down now.
I've memorized
Google
the
Translate
alphabet
has
in
that,
Finland.
Like, high to low thing. Every time it does it.
Yes.
All right.
Cool.
All right. Okay, so check us out in another couple of weeks for the next episode. And remember to check out our educational focused episode audio only feed. And once again, I'm Brittany Lee Walker.
I'm Justin Frazier.
I'm Christopher Walker.
And I'm Casey Bryce. Have a great day.
See you guys. We're having a drink. Stick around for our little party in the post show.
Yes.
Little party.
I'm
Very
gonna
small.
have a bathroom break.
Yeah, guys, hang around right now for Have a Bathroom Break. We'll be right back with post show.
Have a piss.
On the recording, please.
I really want that to be the last thing in the recording. Actually, what I really want is the two of us saying, that's still in the recording, and I really want that to be in the recording.